Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we are diving into a really weird paradox of the AI era. It's this idea that a tool designed to make us insanely fast can actually slam the brakes on everything and bring productivity to a grinding halt. We're talking about something called the verification bottleneck. I know, it sounds completely backward, right? Well, let me tell you a story about a content director, a guy named Marcus Webb. His story is, well, it's a huge warning sign for pretty much anyone using AI today. So Marcus went all in on AI, and at first, the results were incredible. I mean, he thought he'd basically found a cheat code for productivity. But he was about to find out that this new speed had a hidden cost. And wow, was it a high one. Just look at this timeline. It's wild. On Monday, Marcus cranks out 47 blog posts in 2 hours. 2! Then on Tuesday, he adds another 93 pieces to the pile. But by Wednesday, reality hits him like a ton of bricks. His team, the people who have to actually check this stuff, were buried. They were looking at a 7-week backlog that he created in just 3 days. The pressure was just immense. He started hitting approve on content he'd barely even glanced at. And the result? A total system-wide disaster. Little factual errors started slipping through, sales prospects were getting wrong information, and yeah, they started losing deals. That amazing victory from Monday had turned into a complete collapse by Friday. So what on earth went wrong here? I mean, the AI did its job perfectly. To really get what happened, we need to rewind the clock and look at this really powerful idea from back in the 1980s. See, the problem wasn't the AI at all. The problem was that the whole game changed. The slowest part of the process, what experts call the bottleneck, it just moved, seemingly overnight. Okay, so back in 1984, this physicist, Eliyahu Goldratt, he introduced this game-changing idea, the theory of constraints. It basically says that any system, whether it's a factory line or a marketing team, is only as fast as its slowest part. That's it. Everything else is just noise. And this quote just nails it. It perfectly explains Marcus's problem. He used AI to speed up the part of his process that was already fast, creating stuff. He was optimizing the wrong thing, and the result wasn't progress. It was just chaos. This slide here captures the whole tectonic shift. For like 100 years, work has been based on the assumption on the left. Creating things was the hard part, the bottleneck. Checking it, that was relatively easy. But AI has completely inverted that. Now, creation is basically free and infinite. But our ability to verify it, our human attention, that's the new scarce bottleneck. And this big inversion creates a brand new crisis. And it's not a crisis of technology, it's a crisis of, well, human biology. Our brains just were not built for this new reality. You know what's crazy is that a Nobel laureate named Herbert Simon saw this coming more than 50 years ago. He warned us that when information becomes endless, our very limited, finite attention becomes the single most valuable thing we have. And here it is. This is the hard-coded limit that every single one of us is dealing with. Research from way back in 1956 showed that our working memory can only handle about 7 things at once. That's our bandwidth. That's all we've got. Daniel Kahneman's work on our 2 thinking systems really explains why this is such a huge problem. You see, verifying complex AI content requires our slow, careful, deliberate System 2 brain. But the fire hose of content that AI creates forces us into our fast, automatic System 1 brain, which is awesome for skimming, but absolutely terrible for catching those small, critical mistakes. And the math here is just brutal. Before AI, you might spend a good 30, maybe 45 minutes on a piece of content. You could really do a deep System 2 review. But with AI pumping out 10 times the volume, you suddenly have about 4 minutes per item. You can't do a deep review in 4 minutes. All you can do is skim. So what happens when you're forced to do something that's cognitively impossible, day after day? Well, something has to give. And what gives is quality. It happens in this slow, sneaky way that you barely even notice until it's way too late. This scary phenomenon has a name. It was identified by sociologist Diane Vaughan when she was studying the Space Shuttle Challenger disaster. It's called the normalization of deviance. It's how tiny little compromises, things that seem harmless, add up over time and lead to a catastrophe. This cascade is the exact slippery slope that Marcus went down. It starts with step 1. You cut a corner because you're under pressure. Then, step 2. Nothing blows up.
So you figure it's fine. So step 3, you normalize it. That little shortcut becomes the new standard. And then you just repeat. The standard drifts lower and lower until something that used to be unthinkable, like shipping unverified content, becomes just how you do things.
And this doesn't just stay with one person. This low-quality work starts cascading through the whole company. Other teams start getting bad info, trust completely breaks down, and now everybody has to waste time double-checking each other's work. The entire organization actually slows down. Okay, so we've laid out the problem, and it sounds pretty bad. The big question now is, what's the solution? If making more stuff is actually the problem, how do you redesign the way you work for this bizarre new reality? So after months of struggling, Marcus finally figured it out. And the solution wasn't getting a better AI. He actually changed his whole process. He intentionally slowed down the AI generation to match his team's human capacity to verify the work. And the result? A sustainable 2.5 times productivity gain without the quality collapse. He started managing the real bottleneck. And this, right here, this is the single most important takeaway from all of this. In a world where anyone can create content or code or whatever for practically nothing, the ability to create isn't the advantage anymore. The new advantage, the new competitive moat, is the ability to verify all that stuff at scale.
I mean, think about it. Access to powerful AI is a commodity now. Everybody has it. So just using AI, that doesn't put you ahead of the pack anymore.
This is the new race. The companies and the people who are going to win in this new era are the ones who build the systems, the culture, and the skills to ensure quality and accuracy at scale. They're the ones who are going to solve this verification bottleneck. So, we'll leave you with this final thought. There's a saying, every system is perfectly designed to get the results it gets. So take a good hard look at your own team, your own organization. Is it still designed for the old world where creating was the hard part, or is it truly built to win in this new reality of the verification bottleneck?